Hello everyone, welcome to the food production. In this video we will going to learn about the flour. The flour is obtained when the grains and the pulse are milled. Milling can be a various degree to give a structure to the product, and the uses of each milled product means to get the different kind of product uh, from the particular grain. So we do the different types of different various degree of the milling. Okay, suppose if we take an example of the milling of the white grain, it can be produced as a bulgur, cornflakes, semolina and the flour. Okay, in the bakery when we refer to a flour we always mean the refined flour. Okay, unless specified as the whole meal. And when say when we talk about the bakery we always talk about the refined flour. If never going to be specified means when we specified about the whole wheat flour means we are using whole meal flour. Okay, so shelf life of the unmilled grain is shorter than the milled grain. Okay, so should be catered the we have the shortening of the flour. Okay, the wheat is the most extensively cultivated cereals, okay, in the world. It is would be member of the grass family, and the botanical, or we can say the scientific name of the wheat is the triticum. Okay, so it is the annual and biennial crop, means every time it is going to be we get the wheat. Okay, which is grown in the different region of the world. So when we talk about the classification of the wheat, it's going to be in three broader category: Triticum vulgare, Triticum durum, and Triticum compactum. Okay. So when we talk about the baker's flour, mean the refined flour, it is a Triticum vulgare, and when we make to a pasta, we using the Triticum durum. Okay, and Triticum compactum is used as the club wheat, means we use the low gluten flour. Now we'll discuss about the structure of the wheat grain. The wheat grain can be structure can be divided in three main part. First is the bran, which is always going to be outer layer, and the embryo and the germ, the inner layer, and the endosperm is going to be a main part of that. Okay, so where in the bran is the 12% and the germ is the 3%, and the endosperm is the 85% of the whole wheat. Okay, the wheat grain is considered of three principal layers. Okay, the three layers going to be together. Okay, three layers together called be pericarp. It includes the epidermis, epicrus and endocarp. This is okay, that is all about the three layers which is together. And the second three layers are together known as the seed coat. Okay, which is the testa, okay, called nucleic layer and the alluvial layer. So there are the total 6 layers. The first three together is called the prepicarp, epicarp and the endocarp. And the second three layers are called as the testa, nuclear layer and the alluvial layer, which is later developed in the wheat plant. Okay, the endosperms constitute the 85% of the total wheat grain, which has the main starch or protein and the moisture of sugar. Okay, the wheat flour and the refined flour is milled out of the endosperm. Okay, so whole meal, which is healthier portion of the whole wheat grain, is milled for the same. Now we'll talk about the byproduct of the meal wheat. Byproduct means how through the different kind of wheat we get, how kind of different product we can use. Whole wheat is the unrefined, okay, minimally processed whole wheat kernels. Cracked wheat means it's called, we call dalia also, the coarsely crushed minimally processed wheat kernels. Okay, bulgur is a heckled hard soft wheat, okay, and the parboiled dried kernels. Salmonella is also grounded polished wheat kernels. Okay, the caucasus is the semolina plates, and the farina is the polished medium ground wheat. It's all about byproduct of the wheat, means through when we crack down the meals. Okay, so what kind, okay, so through that wheat, okay, we get the different type of kernels through that. Okay, so that is byproduct of the wheat. The flour structure ingredient used at the bakery and the pastry or the kitchen. There are many kind of different flours in the kitchen, and the flours have the different role in the to the final outcome of the product. Okay, there are two types of non-soluble proteins which is found in the gluten and the gliadin. Okay, Basically there are two types of flours, which is called as the strong flour and the weak flour. Or the weak flour and the strong flour are the depends on the gluten amount of the gluten, okay, and that amount of the gluten can be divided into the two parts, gluten and the gliadin, okay. The gluten in the flour can be alternated the various method as the manipulating dough for the longer and longer period, okay, so that can be remove the gluten part. Now we talk about the types of the flour we get from the wheat only. So through the wheat we can get the wholemeal flour, which is generally called in the atta, okay. The wholemeal wheat kernels means when we whole wheat kernels is the total part, we can say the seeds, total seeds, okay. So when we meet the kernels of the wheat, it's called to be brown color, okay. The brown grounded with it means brown means the layer of the, okay. There are three part in the wheat structure: bran, endosperms, and the germ, we can say embryo, okay. So when we meal the whole wheat kernel we get the wholemeal flour, okay. When also we get the brown flour, which is the 80% of the grain meal, some of the bran in it, okay. We also get the strong flour, means the strong flour is the meal from the hard flour other than high protein flour. The strong flour absorb more water than weak flour. The gluten absorb twice their own weight of the water. The means the high strong flour means the gluten level in that flour is going to be high, okay. All purpose flour means is the blended of the flour and the medium strength, okay. So all purpose, okay. Now again the cake flour we also get the wheat flour, okay, is self-rising flour, okay. The flour is usually the medium strength and contain the baking powder in it proportion, that is called the self-rising flour. So the different flour we get from the wheat, firstly the wholemeal flour, brown flour, strong flour, wheat flour, all purpose flour. Now the types of flour we can get from the various grains. From the different grains we get the different kind of flour. Ray flour means the ray flour doesn't have the much gluten in the popular flour like the wheat flour. It sometimes makes the proportion with the proportion means to increasing that the gluten consistency we mix with the other flour, okay. It usually we use for the bread making. So rye flour comes from the rye grain. Rice flour again it is get from the rice, okay. That the rice is a similar texture with the corn, okay, and usually have the thickening agent, means as a thickening agent we can use the rice flour. Maize flour is popular from the in the Mexico, it is get from the corn, means when we cooked the corn and then grounded, that called the maize flour, okay. So buckwheat is a distinct from the greenish yellow crown earthy bitter taste, okay. That is a different wheat, we can say, sorry, different grains, okay. So buckwheat also in India called as the kuttu ka atta, okay. It is distinct grains brown color flour which is used to make the classical preparation, okay. So that is also different flour, okay. Now the use of the flour, okay. Use of the flour is mainly used for the baking products, to making of breads and as a thickening agent, means all kind of pastry and the cakes are depends on the what we using the flour. Overall we use the all purpose flour when they refined flour, but when we talk about the breads in all over the world, so we use the different kinds of flour we use to make them different kinds of breads, okay. And as a thickening agent we use also rice, as rice flour, or we when we say about making a roux, we make a use the refined flour to make as a thickening agent. So the use of the flour has a many widespread. Firstly, to make the final product we use the flour like the cake and the bread, which is okay. And now the processing of the flour, flour can be processed or through the milling, okay. So there are the two types of milling which is normally happen, like the machine, we can say the steel rolling and the stone milling. Stone milling means the old version of the milling where we use the heavy stone, okay. In that we use it to roll the stones between the two parts of the stone between, okay, use, okay. So it is used by the hand, okay. The simple example is the atta chakki, we can say the chakki we use in the old version is called the stone we use in the milling. Then modern technique, we use the steel roller, okay, through the machinery. The steel rollers break the granules in the very different, okay, means we to the making the ground flour, we try to make breaking in the different degrees, okay. So the in the steel milling, we use the mechanical process on the at the final product we get, okay. So that is the processing to how we get the flour, okay. So this is all about the flour, okay. In this video we talk about the structure of the wheat, byproduct of the wheat, and the different flours we get from the wheat and all the other from the grains, and the use of the flour in the food production. Thank you.